you can actually see my screen. So geology, like we all know, is actually important in geospatial analysis, and we use geology many times for different purposes or different analysis. Also understanding geological formation will actually let us know the structure of the earth. So as we all know that geology have to do with the study of earth physical structures, composition and processes. So by understanding the geology, we should be able to know the rock formation. We should also know the plate tectonics. We should also know the earth history, the natural resources and environmental geology. So these are used in different aspects of life. Like we can use that in the aspect of mineral exploration, where you can identify and extract a particular mineral deposit. We can also look at it in the aspect of natural hazard assessment, where we can study and then provide a kind of mitigation solutions, like when you're talking about the geological hazard like earthquake, the landslide and the volcanic eruption. So by knowing the geological formation, you should be able to get to know all this. You can also use it for environmental management, where you can understand and address geological aspect of environment, or even energy exploration, where you need to know where there is fossil fuel, geothermal energy, and then like you can use the geological formation where there is sedimentary rock, where there is igneous rock. So this will actually help us completely understand the aspect of geology. So on this case, first and foremost, I would like to tell us about the data. Where do we source data if we need to get geological data? Now, also know that the geology sometimes comes in a global part. What I mean by global is like, if you look at Enugu, for example, you see that maybe they will say that Enugu is a sedimentary rock, but if you go close to Enugu in general on a local level, you will see the other or different other geological formation, just like the way we have the spatial resolution of a data. At the same time, we can also have the spatial resolution as related to the geology, because you can have a geology that shows you only global, like you can see the entire Enugu will be in a kind of one particular aspect of geological formation, but in real sense Enugu might not be entirely in the aspect of geological formation. So I want us to look at that today, and then where can we download that. Now the first place we can actually download data is the first place I want to show us now, which is RCMRD. It is actually where we can get African lithology data set. That is the parent materials, so we can get to download such data. So if you go to if you go to internet and go to this website where you have which is opendata.rcmrd, I think it is an East African particular website. So with this, you can see here African surface lithology. Now lithology is actually the subset of geology, so you can download data in here. So and then maybe one I'm going to use, it is a regional center for mapping and resources development. So like I said, I think it belongs to the East Africa, East Africa, which compose Botswana. You can see the country's flags here, so Rwanda, Namibia, I think it's East and South Africa also. So they actually have a geological data, like I said. So lithology have to do with African lithology. Now this you can download and actually use for any kind of analysis you want to use it to check or try to know how Africa is structured. So for that, when you come to this website, all you just need to do is to click on download. So once you click on download, this is going to come up here. So you can download this map as JPEG. You can also download it as PNG. Like for example, if I download as PNG, so it's just going to give me a data of PNG. So if I download as PNG24, it is going to download as PNG24. But for my case, I'm going to download the zip download here, so which I'm going to click now. So once I click on it, so it will start downloading, and then once we are done, so we should be able to look at this and then able to like get the geology or the African surface lithology, so we should be able to visualize it in ArcGIS. With this, like we do, we can actually clip the geological formation of the Africa or Nigeria, or depending on where you want to get in. So but like I said, so when this download, we should be able to look at it and see what is there. Now another place we can also get it is what we call the Surficial Geology of Africa. So it is a USGS website where you can also download the geology. So this is United States Geological Survey of 2002, where we have the Geology of Africa on 027. That is how they target. So here you can download the data. For you to download this is published, publication date is on 21/6/2001, 2021, sorry, and then this, the period is 2000. And then if you look down here, you can read more about it. But in these places, you can download the data as related to the zip file. As you see here, you can download them in different formats. So if you look here, see, this is a purely aspect of this is the shapefile, which is almost 20 MB. And then with this, if you click on this particular part, which I am going to click, so once you click on this, you should be able to start downloading the geological map based on this website. So I've clicked on it and it is downloading. So this is a place you can also access the Surficial related to the geology of Africa. So this is the website, you can also download that. Now here, you see here, this is just trying to tell us the basement aquifer of Nigeria. So this have to do with the aquifer of Nigeria. So if you need a data related to the aquifer hydrogeology of Nigeria, this is a Wikipedia website. So you, through this, you can follow down here and you can download this, and you can now know the hydro aquifer of Nigeria or hydrogeology of Nigeria. So you can download this, you're able to access this kind of data. So in case there is a time you need to actually use this type of data, so you can get this kind of data here, which you have to do with hydrogeology. So here is also where you can look more about it. That is the hydrogeology of Nigeria, which shows you the structure and how it is. So you can see different this aspect here, and then you can look at the soil. This is so this also you can follow here to download. You can see the geological formation of Nigeria, like for example, where you have blue is unconsolidated sedimentary, igneous is up here. So you should be able to know which part of the geological formation is your place located, or the place of interest is located. Now another place we can also look at is here, which is African Groundwater Atlas Map. So here you can get the Atlas map of Africa, and then you should be able to see the hydrogeometry of the African country, the continent Africa here. So you can see the formation and how it goes. So with this, once you click on it, now download the country shape file for aquifer here. So which, when you click on it, which is African Groundwater, you should be able to get the map of the African groundwater as it is here. So this is a place you can access, and you should be able to download the African groundwater atlas. So my own is loading, though it's a bit late, slow. So this, you can see the different formation. So you can see from different countries in Africa, and you should be able to download this data and use it to do different analysis you want. Now if you look at this and look at, see, this is where it categorizes it based on different countries. This is Algeria, this is Angola. So if you want to download for Nigeria, so you need to go for where Nigeria is and be able to download the hydrogeology of Nigeria. So this will give you a data as related to the hydrogeology by countries. So moving on. So like I said, I've explained this one a bit. Now another website we need to look at is a website we call OneGeology.org. So it is a portal where we can download the geological data of Africa and any other part of the world. Now here again, you can see this website, which is also part of the OneGeology.geonetwork.bm. Now you can also download different data here as related to geology. Then this is also the same thing, so you come up with OneGeology, so you should be able to access the data. Now if you look at this, you see here This is the base map which is showing us the geological formation of Africa. So if you click here, you should see the geological or unit offshore, which is 1:5 million based on what you have here. This is the data set. Now if you click here, you should be able to see the legend as it's related to each of them. So you should be able to know with the color which of them does it belong. Now this is measure. Here you can use to measure a distance on this particular website. Now if you want to save view as it is, you can see now you can download the view as it is now. So you can export it as PDF, which you can save the name, what you want to save it with, save the view, and then if you want it in PDF, you can also get it in higher resolution. Like if you change it here to this, so you can type the file name. Let's say I type it with my name and I want to save it the view, so I can download it as PDF, and that's going to download to me as PDF. So I can also save the view, and then I should be able to have the view of this particular view you have here. Now you can generate the URL. Maybe you want to send to somebody, so here you can actually generate a URL. Then here is the data set. So if you click on this data set, so it should bring you back to where we're coming back from there. So you should be able to access the data you want to access depending on what you want to do. So this is generally where you can access different data set, like I said. So you should be able to use this to download this data to do different comparison or analysis you want to do. So returning back to the data we download, so I will quickly go and check to see if the data I've downloaded is here. So for me, I've downloaded it, so it is here. This is the groundwater. This is the PDF I just exported now, which is the view which I downloaded. I think, yeah, this is it here, which gives me, and then also as well give me the aspect of the geological unit as it is. So this is the data I download right now. Then here we have the Geo07 here, so which I'm going to unzip and then extract, which is have to do with the geo of Africa. So you see here I've extracted it. Now we also have to download another, which is here, you see it here, which is African surface lithology. So I can use this and extract this up here. So once this is extracted, we can now open them. So for me it has been extracted, so let me return here to see if it is here. So you can see it here, African lithology. So if I open up here, I can see the size it. So I've launched my ArcGIS, so I can actually add it up here. So see here, I'm going to make a copy and then zip and then paste the directory where it is located. So this takes me here. Now let me load the African geology map. So you can see here it is also already, it is in raster already. Now this is the African data, as you can see, and then you can see here that if you go to the attribute table, you should be able to see the attribute table where you have different values, the green RGB, the opacity, then the lithology. So you should be able to have different data related to it. So if you select any of them, you can see the ranges it is located. So you can see the different geological formation of Africa. That's lithology as related to the geological data. So if I step a bit backward and then return back to Geo07, so this is in shapefile. So I'm going to copy the directory and then I'm going to paste it in here. So and then you can see that I have this data in shapefile and in JPEG. So for me to open it, so you can see this. So let me make it clear, and then if I turn this off, so you should be able to see the geological formation of Africa as well. This is geo based on the United States Geological Survey. So in here you can see the size and the area with the different geological names of it. So if you select any of them, you should be able to see where is that particular located in Africa. So this is a way you can actually make a kind of geological map of Africa or whichever continent you are interested in getting. So if I go to symbology, like normal things we used to do, you can use, let's use GAG and then click on add, and then once we add that, working on it, so we should be able to have a different kind of geological map of Africa, as you can see here. So showing you different layers. So it means with this you can actually overlay the African shapefile on it and should be able to extract any place you want to extract. So I don't know, do we have any question on what I've explained, how you can access the data, where you can access the data, and how you can actually download them if you want to download? Do we have any question on this aspect? Because I was thinking it's really important for us to go through this and should be able to know how do we get a geological map of any place we are interested in going. Do you have any question on this, please?
I don't have a question. So,
Okay, so yeah, so if you don't have any questions, so for geology, this is majorly where we are going to stop on this one, because I want us to just get to understand how we can use, where we can access geological map, both the size, and should be able to, like as you see it here, we don't need to like talk much more about it, because we know that if we need the same way we work on it, that if we need a data, so we can always go and get it. And if you have the African shape file, you can always work with it to get whatever you want to get. So you can always look for African shapefile, overlay on it, and extract it whenever you want to extract whatever countries you are interested in. So majorly this is how yeah, so this is how you should be able to access so this is how you should be able to access Africa or any other raster data is related to geology. So I'm just trying to bring in African shapefile so that we could actually look at it. So if you look here, based on countries, so you can see the different formation of African geology. So you know those who belongs to your country and other countries, and if you come here you should be able to see different formation here, and just sort of things like that. So you see in here it perfectly suit in or fit in with African shapefile. And if you also look at this particular one as well, you can also see that the African shapefile is also perfectly suit on it. So all you just need is to clip where you need to clip. If it is by country base, you can clip by country base and should be able to use it for analysis. But like I said, if you look at, this is a geological map. If you look at both of them, and then if I take the African lithology on top of it and then bring it here, and I want to use the sniping tools on it. So if you look at both the USGS, that is the United States Geological Survey, and look at the one I have, that is lithology here, so both of them, you see there is a kind of disparity. So this one have down to a closer, something like have a more step down than what we have. So if I swap it across, you see here the lithology here in the west here of western part of Nigeria. So you see that the one under, which is the United States Geological Survey, have a lesser resolution. Like if you look here, you see that all this one, you can see these patches, but if you look the one under it, you see that there is a kind of uh like it have like it have it's all of, let me turn it off, all of them down here are just one particular layer. So it doesn't have down to the to the deeper or details as related to the African lithology, as you can see here. So is also in this part. But if you look closely here in the River Niger and River Benue, you also realize that these also have more, the other one have more details than the other one. So you can check both of them and you should be able to see what are the difference between